WrestleCast podcast starts now.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite host, Cowboy Bob, coming to you with another episode. Hey, we're on our number 7th episode, by the way, and it's going to be an exciting show. WrestleCast podcast, doing pretty good. Got some followers going on. The YouTube channel is blowing up. We want to continue to do that. So if you folks don't mind, like, share, subscribe. Also on Bobby Lee, which is my Facebook. Go on there. Same thing. We want to really blow up the YouTube channel, though, folks. Most definitely. This is all about questions. We want to get the dirt here at WrestleCast Podcast. And I want to say I am happy to have this guest of mine here on WrestleCast Podcast, no other than I Am Righteous. He is formerly known as the hottest commodity in pro wrestling, the manager's manager, the maker of mayhem, the bringer of boom, the wager of war, the instigator of illuminating truth, and as always, collector of championships, now residing as Cheesecake. And of course, professional as always, because you know what? He's just that damn good. Let's bring him on. How you doing?
Dude, this interview is over. I can't even put myself over as good as that. I can't top that. But please go on, because I'm loving what you're saying.
I'm sure you are. Look, by the way, thank you. I know that you're very busy. You've got a lot going on in your life. And I just want to tell you, all of us here at WrestleCast Podcast and my family personally want you to know that our thoughts are with you under your situation with your family. And thank you for taking the time to out of your day to be on the show. We really greatly appreciate it.
Well, somebody asked me one time, they said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, what do you think that I do?" And they said, "You know what? I imagine that you are all over the place." And they're right.
They're right.
I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man. If you are moving forward, then, the day is good.
This is a true story. Hey, off the gate, we want to also pay homage right here. Scott Larson from #Truth, folks. Before I even get to the question, because I'm sure I Am Righteous there can see that question. WrestleCast Podcast will have anyone on. Well, we got to give them a chance there, Scott. But I do want to say this. Scott Larson is the host of #Truth. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. This guy has got multiple podcasts. Go check him out. #Truth on YouTube, #Truth on Facebook, and so much more. Mind-blowing interviews with a lot of indie wrestlers, also managers. It's just all around great podcast. So we definitely want, and he supports WrestleCast Podcast, folks. So go support #Truth.
So look, what I will tell you about Scott Larson and the #Truth, he's going to love it because I said this. That is something to invest in. There. My duties is done. Larson. My duties is done.
Well, how about this? Jack Morgan says, please don't boost his ego even more than it already is. Laugh out loud. Good evening, fellas. Good evening, Jack. Glad to have you aboard. We appreciate you.
That's good stuff.
And you know what? You're right, Jack. I agree. I can't agree with you more. I've had a lot of things to deal with when it comes to IMR in the past. So, yes, I can totally agree.
But look, that is water under the bridge. And before we get into the first question, I do have to say thank you to the people who have let me come into the C.S. Miller Studios to do this interview, as I'm a busy man. This place is great. It's huge. Listen.
It's got echo.
It's got great acoustics. We're going to do good tonight. Come on, what you got?
Sounds great. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting on some more questions to come through, I got a question. What drew you into the role of wanting to be a wrestling talent manager?
Okay. In 1977, in Carrollton, Georgia, my brother introduced me to professional wrestling, and it was at the hands of one masked wrestler known as Mr. Wrestling 2. I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with it. I didn't know at that particular moment that I was going to do it later down the road, going down the road. but later I started watching in the Carolinas, in Stanley, North Carolina, Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
Then my best friend in the world, Tim Dixon, he did a wrestling show, a huge, big time wrestling event over in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was called the Queen City Clash. It was to benefit the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Now, I want to say to you on this particular show,
Right.
you better write these names down because I'm going to name drop the piss out of people right here, right now.
Oh, you're going. We pulling a name drop already. Sorry about that,
Okay,
Mr. Austin.
so on this show,
leave it up to IMR to,
on this show, Tim Dixon gave them a classic wrestling brawl. You had Greg the Hammer Valentine going up against the Barbarian.
Okay.
You had on this card, you had Just Incredible. You had, I think David Flair worked that night. You also had Beautiful Bobby Eat. No, not Beautiful Bobby Eat. Excuse me, Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn.
Okay, all right.
You had Shark Boy. You had Shark Boy. You had D'Lo Brown. You had Kevin Thornton, and you had Spike Dudley.
Oh wow.
So with this,
okay.
I was in the gorilla position for the first time, and then Tim Dixon says to me, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a one-stop shop for all your wrestling needs. If you need to get gear, you can go to this website. If you're a promotion looking for a wrestler, you can go to this website. If you're a wrestler looking for a promotion, you can go to this. If you're a guy who wants to learn how to become a pro wrestler, just go to this wrestling website. It was called Carolina Independent Wrestling.
All right.
We traveled around to the shows in the Carolinas, and we got to take a lot of pictures. And it was at Forest City when we came to Southern Wrestling Association, who was ran by a great man, bless his heart, Lord love him, David Reimer, who has gone on. He is no longer with us. At SWA, I was in the middle of taking pictures, and I started looking, and I said, I can jaw at these people from behind this barricade, and I can piss them off. Now this was in my young 40s, so I knew that I couldn't get in there and do the flippity floppity twisty turny.
Yeah.
But I could get this group aggravated at me, and if they got aggravated at me, they would be aggravated at my man, and the rest is history.
I gotcha. Jack Morgan says, why did you say Rage Davison? Chops was always weak, LOL.
Well, I guess you need to work Rage again to find out. Get a little refreshment. I don't know.
How do you identify potential wrestling talent?
Okay. So it has been said many, many times, you don't know what it is, but you recognize it when you see it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I saw it one time with the tag team of NAV when I was managing them up at a school of Morton. Right now, I'm seeing it in a young man by the name of the Dante Khalifa. You got to put some stank on that. So for anybody who don't know, no, I'm not yelling at you. You just got to put some stank on it. And I feel that the stank is just right over there at the beginning. So you start out with the Dante Khalifa.
Gotcha. Hey, check it out right here. Laura Winchester in the house right here says, which has led to multiple times of needing to be escorted to our car. I tell you what are you out there doing right? Getting them
Yes.
Getting them stirred up. Jack says, I'm not scared. Well,
There you go. He's not scared. Rage Davidson, he's not scared. There. Somebody will book it.
Somebody will book it. I've gotten a lot of people coming in on a lot of different shows asking me to get some matches booked, which is mind-blowing. I mean, I wonder how many strings they think I can pull. But I've got a couple already lined up. Anyways, tell me something. What's some key qualities you look for in talent?
I look for somebody who can tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
I look for somebody who, when they're on the offense, they are just going at it. But when the defense comes in, you got to tell a story. And there's so many guys that are out there going through 15 million moves now. The one thing that I say about it is you got to slow that bumblebee down. You got to slow it down.
Okay, all right.
So look. If you're punching in the face, I get it. You want to get back in there and beat his ass for punching you in the face, but that's lame. I know it hurts. You know it hurts.
Yeah.
And everybody in the arena knows it hurts. So show them that it hurts.
Hey, I tell you, I've been in the ring and I've had my arm jacked up, about broke off by a certain guy named Roughneck.
Yeah.
We don't get into that conversation, and we're gonna handle that business in a later date.
Yes.
Looky here. Scott says, it is what Cowboy Bob has doing this podcast. That's not a threat. That's not a promise. And you know the rest.
That's bona fide guarantee. It's bona fide guarantee.
I love it. Jack says he knows I'm not. Just ask him about the kendo stick. Now we talk.
Well, whatever. You got a question for me there, Jack?
Yeah, why does it make you mad that El Luchador is more over than you are? Since you want to ask him, you asked him if he had a question. I think he just did.
Okay, and that's easy to tell everybody right here, right now. Okay, because in our lifetime we're born with certain talents, and I'm just kind of Concord grape jelly that I wasn't born with the sexy.
Hey, not all of us are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what? He's been talking to me, and I might be going to King of Sexy You.
Are you managing El Luchador? Is that something that's going on? No. Okay. All right. But just
I can't manage him. I cannot manage him because, well, dude, he's unmanageable.
Oh. So much sexy there, right? That's so much sexy. Okay, all right. Well, moving right along. Do me a favor, share a particular challenging moment in your career and how you overcame it.
Challenging moment in my career.
That's right. And how you overcame it.
Okay.
Give us the dirt, I am righteous.
Well, it was over at Josh Steinborn's show, Hardcore Championship Wrestling, there in the Mooresboro gym.
Yeah.
I was managing the Steinborn brothers. They were going on. I don't know who they had a feud with there. So we found ourselves outside of the ring. Now, at this particular show, he had 4 guys doing security.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying to stay out of the way. I don't want to get involved. So I stay over on one side of the auditorium.
All right.
Security is over there with everybody. Okay. So from behind me, Guy comes up and he says to me, "What are you going to do, Ivan? What are you going to do?" I said, "What do you mean? What am I going to do? What are you going to do?" And about this time, his wife pushes me.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting
pushes me from behind.
Yeah, and you're a manager.
Oh yeah. Mm. So I turned around there. I looked at her, and she stopped at that point.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, "You know what I'm going to tell you? You know what I got for you?" He said, "What?" I said, "You're a pussy motherfucker because you sent your wife over here to do a job that you can't do."
Well, folks, I ask the questions, we get the dirt. You know what I mean? If your children's watching, it's because it's on y'all's account. Jack Morgan said, "You need to tell the whole story, Ivan." And Scott likes to jump in there and say, You want a question? Have you tamed Chanticleer yet? And I think you need to train first. Wrestling rooster. You need to train that rooster. You need to train the wrestling rooster first there, buddy.
He would be awesome. He would be awesome, sir. Let me tell you what. Now, I get around this rooster. This rooster, I love this rooster.
Right.
This rooster is beautiful. Bob,
Yeah.
I have offered you this rooster.
I'm gonna get that rooster.
Okay. So anyway, the rooster is awesome, but it hates me.
Right.
I mean, it absolutely hates me. From the time that I go into its around its environment, that old head goes to the ground, and he'll be down through there, and he'll be digging his rocks. He'll be trying to find him a rock. I don't know if he's going to throw it at me or what.
Right.
But he'll get my mind off him because his head's in the dirt. He ain't doing nothing. He's over there messing around. Well, that's when he slips up behind you, and he'll get you.
Yeah,
he will get you.
Yeah, that's why you want to hear those same stories from me. That's why you'll get them from me. So I'll be telling the same thing.
But you know, the thing about him is, I told you, when you take him, you got to go get him, and that's going to be funny.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I ain't worried about it. I've had a rooster, chickens, cows, horses, even donkeys.
Even donkeys, yes, yes. Right. Even donkeys.
That says El Luchador trained him. Laughed my ass off.
No. I was here before El Luchador came along.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. How do you balance the professional life and your personal aspects in your role as a manager?
Okay. As a very, very grateful husband, the balance starts at this. Honey, I got a wrestling show coming up. Is it going to be okay? But then, I have cut back. I mean, I haven't managed in quite some time. I've been doing commentary for Wrestling Evolution, and I've stopped managing pretty much. So it's just a once a month thing.
Okay.
I have like meetings that we go to. We talk about things to come for Wrestling Evolution. And that's like one night out of the month. So, it's not, I don't spend a whole lot of time giving to the wrestling side that much anymore.
I got you. And so that makes it to where, she's more understanding.
Yes.
Yes. That's good.
Hey, but with that being said, now let me make this thing clear. I want to take the time to publicly thank my hot smoking wife, because that is the greatest IMR fan that has ever existed.
Well,
she is a great support. She is always stood by me. And so for that, honey, oh my goodness, good googly moogly. Wow, I love you.
Hey, look, you know what? I can completely understand. I got Miss Cowboy. She's 100% Cowboy Bob fan. She stands behind me 100%. Wherever I got to travel, wherever I got to go, she's right by my side. Yep. I love that. I respect it, and I support her 100%. Scott
I've seen it.
Yes, sir, you have. Scott says, serious question. What is professionalism to you in professional wrestling? Now that, my sir, is a good question.
Well, go ahead, Bob.
He's asking you. You're the guest.
Oh, he's asking me. He's asking me.
The dirt right here, Imar. Come on, Cheesecake. Give me the dirt.
So it's basically like, I'm more old school. So you do things for the business. You don't want it to mess with your character or anything like that.
Right.
But
right.
I think that when the time comes that a man has his reign, whichever reign it is, that he has held the title for some time, and he have to drop it to the next man. I think that, I think that is one thing. Absolutely, that's one thing, because it's a dance. It's a give and take. Wrestling is a give and take. And so if a guy goes in there and gives you 150% and you only go in there and give him 45, 50, maybe 65%, then that's not doing good business.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
protect your man, protect your partner. Go help put somebody over besides yourself.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you something.
Did that answer the question?
I believe that did answer the question. He hasn't retorted, but I do believe that answered his question. Jack says, "See if IMR is to manage me. There's one requirement. Must know how to bait a hook and hook them lips. How about that one right there, buddy? Got some good old fish.
Mm.
Look,
fish. See, and there it is. He's all about playing with his worm. Jack Morgan, the Bassmaster, is all about playing with that worm, son.
Hey, Madison Hope from Gibson. Hello from Virginia.
Hello Virginia. Yes,
Hello.
There is a Santa Claus.
Thank you for joining us right here on WrestleCast Podcast. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate that. Scott says, I have to put you on the spot. Who was the best talent you met? There we go. Now we're getting the dirt. Scott knows what the deal is. We're going to pull it out of you, Imar.
Who is the best person that I have managed? And I have to have one?
Yes, sir. That's the whole point. We want to single people out here on. We want to know. And if you don't say the right one, you might get a phone call, and it won't be from me.
Oh yeah. So I guess that because I got to look at it all kinds of ways. I mean, like you have to take in consideration that I was with a group or a person longer than I was with the other people. There was times that I was, singles. I had tag team.
Yeah.
I could also go for one who made it nationally. Golly, that's dang you, Scott.
And you've worked with some amazing talent. Let's say you've worked with.
I have worked with amazing talent. I'm gonna say, due to him getting as far as he did, one half of the Black Hand of the Mayhem Mafia, and that would be J.D. Drake.
Okay, all right, there we go. J.D. Drake. Well, there you go, Scott. He's got an answer right there. Missy Childers says, hello, Mr. Ivan.
Oh, hello, Missy. Oh, yes. Thank you for coming in and seeing us.
That's right. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate that.
I'm glad. Yeah. Look, I'm glad that you got here now instead of earlier, because I know there was something dropped back there, and I'm sorry, but I had to give the quote.
Yeah, he went there.
Yes.
All right, got another question for you. Ivan, what strategy do you use to keep your wrestlers motivated and focused?
Well, okay. Look, there's a lot of me that is out there. Bob, you have been around me on a personal side. Scott Larson will tell you that this character that I play is not a character; it's me, just amped up.
That's correct. That's exactly
right. This is me. Whether on a good day, bad day, I am on.
That is correct.
What I try to do with the motivation is I always just try to keep things light around, like if I've been known to walk into a room and I see somebody who's having a bad day. It's my job to make them smile, because, well, you never know what life holds for anybody. So I want to be, if somebody remembers me, I want to be remembered as a spark. I want to remember as that person who made life fun when I'm around.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Mr. Childers says it's a true lifestyle. And it is. It definitely
Yes,
is.
it is. Yes, it is.
Madison got a question. What's your favorite match? And that's a good question for a manager. What is your favorite match? Give us
What?
the
Okay, so wait a minute, because we have to narrow this down now. We have to say, is it a certain style of match, or are you talking about my favorite match overall with wrestler versus wrestler?
Now, look here. At that point, you're the one telling the story, Ivan. So I'm sure she's leaving that up to you. She wants to know what your favorite match is, whether it is with, in the numerous of ideas that you explained.
Right. I'm going to say my favorite kind of match. You know what? I like a straight up wrestling match.
Yeah, yeah.
I like, that way gimmicks don't get involved. It's you're not that you don't have to worry about the cage and all that. It is two men getting in there, selling their ass off, giving people 110% of everything that they've got. That is my favorite match. My favorite, you know what? My favorite match for the match, I believe that it was the match for the Hard Times promo by Dusty Rhodes. It was Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair.
Yes, an amazing promo right there.
Yeah, awesome promo. Best promo ever. Now, Scott's going to tell you the pipe bomb's the best, and I'm going to say you're lying. You're a hoghead lie.
Hey, I tell you what, he's got a question, as a matter of fact. Let's shoot to it. Scott says, in commentary, has there ever been a time you were speechless because of the talent in the ring?
Well, there was the time that just happened not long ago when I watched the Drip take out Tim Dixon. I was pretty speechless at that point. And yes, you know what? If you have not seen Caitlin Marie wrestle, there was a match between her and Savannah Evans, and Caitlin Marie gave her a pile driver, and all I can call it is the pile driver from hell.
Yeah, that's insane. What now? It's a crazy match. Yeah, I think that was at Bandy's, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I think it was. It was.
Yeah. Missy says, love Dusty's promo.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely love Dusty's promo.
Baby, if you will.
Madison says, that great match ever. Yeah, it sure. Yeah. Here we go. Missy says, the best promo is Jumping Jeff Farmer. He's like, oh. Yeah.
Let me turn my head around. Be respectful.
We appreciate that here on WrestleCast Podcast.
That's just for you, Chanticleer. If I can find one with a black rooster on there, you better believe I'm going to get it. That boy's mean. I ain't playing. I would put him in there. Jack Morgan, I got a chicken for you. I want you to go in there and grab a hold of it.
Oh, God. You know what? I tell you what, though. Anyways, I want to take a little short couple seconds, if you don't mind, just for the sake of showing my sponsor respect. And again, that is #truth.
What is the podcast that brings you the best interviews from the world of independent pro wrestling?
You are watching #truth.
Join Scott Larson as he goes into the personal lives of some of the hottest up-and-coming wrestlers, as well as managers, referees, and promoters. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Giving you something to invest in from the world of professional wrestling.
And that's the #truth.
Man, I love when he says that. You know what I mean? I love when he says that's the #truth. I love that.
#truth, yeah.
I love that. I love the voice on that commercial. Great guy.
Ah,
Yeah.
who is that? Who is that faceless guy? Who is that? Who is that voice?
I think Jack said don't boost his ego. Missy says, Ivan, how's your wife doing?
My wife is doing my wife. Actually, my wife is watching, honey. I just want to say thank you again for watching. I love you. I know that made her smile. Well, I hope that it made her smile. Honey, did that make you smile? Anyway, she's doing good. Right now they removed the tumor. Now she had a tumor at the base of her skull, and they had to remove it. They had to take out 2 nerves. One of them was the vagus nerve, and I can't remember the other nerve. Please don't make me try to. Somebody will die if I think about it. If I try to think about it. So anyway, that left her without the ability to swallow. So now she is living off of a feeding tube, and she's doing wonderful. She is. My wife is a trooper. I can't put it any other way than that.
Yeah, she definitely is a fighter. Great spirited. You know, you can't say enough about her, man. She's an awesome person. Really is.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Describe a typical day in the life of a wrestling talent manager. And I want you to really give us the dirt right here, Ivan. A day.
Is this about me like going and peeing excellence and all that? You want that?
Yes, I need the dirt, bro. Come on now. And we're gonna put you on blast here.
Where'd you go? I can't see any questions. I don't know what's happened. Look, we're going to try to bring this right back. Hold on.
Listen to me.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened to you?
I went full screen for you to answer the question.
Oh,
I do that to my guests. It's for my fans, and that way they get it right up and personal. And
oh, well, you need to tell me that instead of me instead of leading me to think that you're.
We can't keep going back and forth like.
Okay, so yeah, do your thing. You go in there, you lay down your thing, let it do what it do, and I'll be right here. I'll still be talking.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I asked you a question. Do you remember the question?
Yes. What is the day in the life of Ivan like?
There you go.
That is not quote. That is not verbatim. Please don't browbeat me when we go off the air here. But okay, so action, roll. Oh, there I am. Look at that. Oh, first thing that I do is when I wake up, like everybody else in the world, they always wake up. Some days it might be 4:30. Some days my eyelids might slam open at 5 o'clock. Some days 6. No longer, really, honestly and truly, about 6:15 is the latest that I sleep. And boy, when I get up, oh, it's on like neck bone. Oh yes. If there's a time in the week that I go out and I do the spark driving, I do that. Yeah. Then I have my other job with Computos, and everybody's seen the commercials there. So then I try to spend time with my wife. I try to spend as much time as I can with her because, well, you know what? There's a whole lot of people out there who are just sitting in rooms looking at their cell phones, just killing time, just for the sake of killing time. So I try to spend as much time with her as I can. Then once a month on Saturday, Wrestling Evolution's got their show. And so then I'm getting up and I'm going and I'm setting up that. And that's pretty much it. I am a pretty boring guy, except for when I play golf. Tim Dixon's greatest golf partner in the world. How's that? Did I do good?
I think you did okay. I'm not going to knock you. Things that we want to also know in that question, though, Ivan, is when it comes down to when you're getting there to the show and before the show starts, you know, you've got to get in there with your talent, whoever you're managing. You've got to sit down, you got to discuss some things.
Yes.
Both of y'all got to be on the same page. And how does that kind of go? I mean, how do you wrap all that up in it there and helping out at the show at the same time before everything gets started? Like, that's got to be a lot going on there.
So when on show days, if I am managing, 9 times out of 10, I will ride with the person that I am managing.
Thank you. We appreciate that here at Wrestle.
Absolutely. I forgot to turn off Do Not Disturb. But anyway, they won't be bothering us again. So anyway, I basically ride with them and we talk it out as we are going down the road.
Gotcha.
And so that way, all of our T's are crossed, all of our I's are dotted when we get to the venue, and we do our thing.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Let's go to some questions or even some statements. Scott Larson, #truth, says behind every great guy in wrestling is a better woman. Excuse me, folks. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I don't know about every guy. This guy is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say every guy either, but I will say, hey, the guys that's got the women, you know, and what we say, you know, I know Miss Cowboy, she's amazing, man. I get to a venue, and I'll be honest with you, if you just give me just a couple seconds, because I want to give her some props too. Man, she sets up the merch table. She takes care of all the merch and stuff like that, and pricing on everything, and just leaves me to do what I need to handle and take care of, and I don't have to worry about all that other stuff. She has it all handled, and she is just such a blessing. And I thank God for her. I'll just be honest with you. I ain't ashamed of it one bit. I'm very grateful and thankful for her. Madison says, I'll be praying for you and your wife. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you. Pray for my mom too. She's kind of in a bad way also.
Missy says, who is your favorite ref in wrestling today? Yeah, there we go. Who's your favorite ref?
Who is my favorite ref?
Yeah.
You know what? It's got to be a toss up. Now I understand that Mullet Boy, he's going to be mad because Charles Fuller, I love you, buddy, I love you, but I have been around the 2 other guys there at Wrestling Evolution longer than him. So with that, it's a toss up because John Harkey can be so aggravating, but you got to love him. He's like a fungus; he grows on you. And I'm not talking about. I mean, and it's like athlete's foot. He grows on you.
Lord have mercy.
He does. And then there has to be Josh Cash, because Josh was there in the beginning when I came into business.
Gotcha. That's cool. That's great.
Hey, look, I need you to do me a favor. I am running low on power. So what I'm going to do is I want you to go to get your commercial. Play that #truth commercial again, and I'll be set up by the time we get back. I promise.
Okay, folks, you heard it. We're going to drop down and do another commercial. Give him time to get that phone on charge so we can continue our show right here at Wrestlecast Podcast. And just for that, we're going to do this one.
This is 4-Foot Batman. And 4-Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices. Retro toys and collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina, at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
Well, folks, right there you go. 4-Foot Batman.
4-Foot Batman. Absolutely.
You know,
I want to invite everybody to go look for him on Facebook. Further Adventures of 4-Foot Batman. You're going to love it.
Well, there you go. There's a little bit more advertising. Promote. That's what we always say right here.
Absolutely.
Hey, folks, I got to say this. I don't have any I know all y'all folks are watching on well, we got one watching on YouTube, so that's good. At least we got that. We do want to promote that YouTube channel, folks. Don't forget WrestleCast Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. We love it. We're trying to boost it. We're trying to build it. We're trying to make it something huge for y'all folks.
You want him to get one of those YouTube awards, don't you? You want him to make money off this, don't you?
Hey, at the end of the day, for me, it's about the fans. You know what I mean? It is. It's about the fans. Hey, without the fans, we're doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, but anyways, how about this right here?
So I've got something to ask you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you find yourself in a manager's position and you have a heel wrestler that you are managing, and you want to get some heat going on between yourself and that audience,
Mm-hmm.
what's one word that you can use to set a parent off quicker than anything else?
I wouldn't know. Definitely, I wouldn't say a word, but I mean, there's nothing worse than telling a parent that their child sucks. You know what I mean?
Oh, look, you can sum it all up with 2 words: crumb snatcher.
Yes, there you go. But I
Crumb snatcher.
can't steal an IMR saying that, just can't do it.
Oh,
how did you get?
How did I get into wrestling? Well, again, it all happened there in Forest City, North Carolina. The promoter, I went to the promoter after talking to Ethan Case, who was wrestling as Yoshi Hiroshima back in the day. So Yoshi, I told him, I said, look, I can't do what you do, but I know that I can contribute something outside here. And he said, well, let's go and talk to the promoter. So I went and I talked to the promoter, and that was the last time that I took pictures for Carolina Independent Wrestling. Was right there. I can't remember the day. I cannot remember the day. But I also, the one thing that I walked away out of there with that I am more grateful about than any other, now it happened later on, but that is where me and my wife met.
Awesome. That is really cool. That's a good story.
Yes.
I like that. Let's finish. Let's get some more questions going real quick. Missy says John Harkey is good and very respectful. Yes, he is very respectful. Great guy. Also, we've been to Retro Toys and Collectibles, and it is an awesome store, and we were in there for a long time.
Oh, very good. Very good. I'm sure Cotton loved that.
Have you ever managed Chris Thunder Anderson?
I have not managed Chris Thunder Anderson. I think that I have been on the opposite end of Chris. But no, I've never had the opportunity to manage him.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
And look, if I have, it's not coming to me, but I've been doing this almost 20 years now.
And with that being said, I've got a question. Since you have been, and we know here at WrestleCast Podcast that you have been doing this
Yes.
20, almost 21 years. What advice would you give someone that is aspiring to become a wrestling talent manager?
A wrestling manager. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to, you got to know where the line for manager starts and where it ends.
Okay.
Okay. If promoter is, so I had a promoter one time who I was managing.
Okay.
He felt that I was his manager after the show was over, and he made me take a man his pay.
Okay. I'm listening.
Now this was during my tryout, so I knew that I wasn't going to make any money.
Right.
So I kind of felt crapped on by this guy because And I, you know what? I don't know if he shorted him or not, but I'm just questioning, why would you have me take him his money? So anyway, when you are in work mode, when you are there at inside the locker room with the guys, and you are on the outside of the ring with the guys, be accommodating. Don't make it about you. It's not about you. You are there to accent what your guy does. And the way that I do that a lot of times is if a guy does a big move, if one of my guys do a big move, I will stick my head across the barricade and I'll yell at the person there on the front row, "Did you see that?"
Right.
So it is yeah. Don't make it about you. Make it about them. And also, if you are going to go up there and stand there and watch the match and just watch the match for the sake of you just coming out there with them because you want to be out there, then go get you a ticket and sit your ass down.
Exactly. I agree 100% with that. Missy said, "So you choked him?" And then she says, Tell us the name of the promotion."
Oh, it's Zach Zulo's who it was.
She said, "I hate to see a manager take away from their wrestler." That's correct. You know, and I want to go ahead and answer this, get to this question real fast, because I got another question I want to shoot at you.
Okay.
And get your answer. That's very, very important for the fans when it comes to going to these shows. Madison says, "Bob, I have a question for you." Yes, Madison. What is your question?
So what's your question, Bob? I mean, Bob.
I thought we were so far past that.
Well, look, sometimes it flips up. Sometimes it slips up.
My goodness, the old times.
Old habits die hard, sir. Old habits die hard.
I totally see that. So while we're waiting on that question to come through, listen here.
Yeah.
I want to start doing this because it's very important. I want the fans to understand when you go to these wrestling, you're going to an independent wrestling promotion, and it doesn't even matter, truthfully, if it's independent or if it's pro.
Right.
Tell these people how serious it is to stay behind the barriers.
Oh, stay behind the barricade. It's very important. Look, the thing about it is 9 times out of 10, the wrestlers will take the fight on the outside of the wrestling ring, but inside of the barricade. And the rule of thumb is don't touch the wrestler and the wrestler won't touch you. So meaning you get worked up and this heel comes along and you want to dive over the barricade because you hate his stinking guts and you just want to kill him and so on and so forth. Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger anybody by saying you want to undead them. You want to unalive them. You want not undead them. You want to unalive them. Then look, you just sit on the outside of there. You sit on the outside of there and you tell them what kind of no good piece of crap they are. Don't lay your hands on them. This is their livelihood. They are there. They are there. You are there partially because you want to hate that worker. You want to hate that wrestler.
All right.
How many times? How many sellout crowds do you think that Ric Flair has had in his lifetime?
I mean, it's too many to count.
Too many to count. And you know what? That's a good number. That's a very good number.
Exactly.
So for that, how many times did people go and watch Ric Flair go to watch Ric Flair get beat up?
Oh my goodness. That's another same answer.
Yes.
Too many to count. That's the same answer.
I guarantee you every main event that he had that people wanted to see him get his just rewards.
Exactly. And I'll tell you now, here's the thing too. as what a lot of people don't understand. They think, if I hit this wrestler or whatever, blah blah blah. They don't understand at that point, and you've crossed that line. They have full right to attack you, to defend themselves, and so they're justified in putting you in the ER per se, because you got to think about something about these wrestlers. People get there and they get all hot headed and they want to holler at the talent or whatever, and then they think they can take them on. We're talking about guys who work out consistently all the time. They're doing techniques and things of that the average person doesn't do on a regular basis.
Right.
So it's very important to realize, stay behind the barrier, enjoy the show. It's worth going to. Each and every one. Find you an independent wrestling promotion around your local area or outside your area. I don't mind traveling. So you know what I mean? I'm going to go see some stuff. And I'm going to be at some places. So, but I stay where I'm supposed to be and have a great time at the show. I just want to jump in real quick. #truth is hitting us up from YouTube. Thank goodness somebody decided to use the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Who's your favorite manager from TV? Now that's a good question because we haven't heard that from
you. You know what? I've got to say it. And it comes at two men.
Okay.
Two men that I enjoyed watching manage. Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
And the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Man,
and they were both animated. They were kind of wiry like I am. I think that I can safely say that my style is wiry when
I would definitely say it is. I mean, you've got on my nerves a time or two at a show.
So look, I got to tell you this story. About Rage Davidson and me down in Alabama.
Okay.
All right. So there we are. It's Alabama Pro Wrestling. It was an APW show down in Alabama that we went to. Evil, I think Legion and Envy went. That was the other singles wrestler and his wife, and then it was me and Rage and I can't remember who else. But anyway, wait a minute. It was Dusty Money from APW.
Yeah, Dusty Money. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, they tell us in the meeting that there's going to be a guy out there, and you are supposed to do your best to ignore this guy.
Okay.
Don't interact with him. Don't do nothing. If you do, it's going to get worse. So me and Rage go out there, and I'm coming across there. And brother man, I'm telling you what, if this organization charged the man money for this seat, they robbed him because he didn't sit his ass down the entire time that the show was going on.
Oh, wow.
Do you know the show? Do you know the show King of the Hill?
Of course.
Okay. Well, if you remember Hank Hill's dad, that's what this guy looked like.
Okay.
Look, I want you to write this down. Rage Davidson, Alabama. And look for it on YouTube when this is over with. But anyway, dude, I came out there and Cotton Hill was on my ass the whole time. He would go around anytime that I would stop, he would be right there at the barricade and he'd be screaming, card, yellow, card. And that's all he did.
Lord.
This was I wish that I had 10,000 of those guys that would come to shows and do that when I would manage, because good googly moogly, that's good stuff.
Yes, it is. It is good stuff.
But if they charged him, they robbed him. Put that back up there. I didn't get a chance to see that.
All right, Missy says, Bob, have you heard of a person going across the barrier? Yes, I have. I've been at a show where someone's been across the barrier. I can say it's this. It was not just the wrestler who helped escort this guy out. It was multiple people. So, yeah, that happens. Definitely happens.
Look, if you come in the ring, there's fighting going down in there, and that's what's probably going to happen. Oh no, it's the midget manager. I see you, Stephen Moore. I hope you get to feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, I seen where he's got some blood pressure issues going on and stuff like that. So hopefully he gets that taken care of. Missy says, do you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast? Today was actually, I got to hear about a 10-minute part of one of his podcasts, which was hilarious, by the way. It's actually a good podcast. I don't know. Have you yourself got a chance to watch it?
Well, everybody's heard the latest episode of Jim Cornette's. Everybody in Carolinas have heard it.
Jim's something else, man. You know, he's a different breed, I can say.
Yeah. Hey.
Missy says Chris Thunder Anderson had a guy tore his shirt off and tried to come across the barrier. Wow. Yeah, some people are we'll say ignorant. We'll use the word ignorant.
Wow, I bet you Thunder killed him.
Hashtag Truth says, tell us about using a megaphone. Is it smart for a manager to do that, or do you think it's just blatantly annoying to the crowd and everybody? Come on, talk to us.
Well, I think that if all you do is use that and try to incite the crowd, then it can be too much. But a good bullhorn can be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so what he is talking about over there is back when I was working for Josh Steinborn, after Hardcore Championship Wrestling had closed down, Eastern Wrestling Federation had started up. He was running it, and I got a small bullhorn that I still have at the house. Again, I want to thank the wonderful people here of the C.S. Miller Studio. So back at the house, I still have the little bullhorn. And that's what it started out. But then I got one of those, dang it, cheerleading bullhorns. Not the ones, not the mega horns, but the bullhorns, the director's bullhorn.
Yeah, okay.
And you can take that and you can put that over somebody's head. And then while it's over their head, if you don't have to say anything loud, you just be like, oh, it's going to hurt because, it's amplified in there.
Right.
So yeah. I think it's very good to use it if you know how to use it.
Missy says, what's your opinion on his latest podcast, Jim Cornette? Remember, this is where we get the dirt. You're exactly right, Missy.
Okay. So I can see where Cornette was right, because yes, what was said there. Everybody saw him on national television.
He's extremely blunt, Jim.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Rob Killjoy.
Okay, let's get it out.
Rob Killjoy was on national television, and he acted like he was afraid, and I didn't understand why he was doing it. Now, of course, Rob will say that I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, but it don't make no sense to me.
Okay.
But again, Cornette has been a success in this business for quite some time. And I'm going to say that if he sees something wrong and he calls you out on it, then he's been in the business for a long time.
Extremely long time. I would even venture to go say further than WCW.
Yes.
Yeah, more like NWA days.
Yes.
Exactly.
Even though during the NWA days, he was still working down at World Championship Wrestling out of Atlanta. So yeah.
In this business, you travel. You're going to travel. I will say this. I got a question, and that question is, tell me, because especially as a manager, oh my God, And I want the dirt on this too, Ivan.
Dirt on.
Backstage drama. I know if you've been in this business almost 21 years and dealt with a lot of talent, I'm sure you've seen backstage drama. Give us a situation where you've seen some backstage drama. It didn't have to involve you, but you were there. You witnessed it.
Oh, do you want the worst one that I've been around?
I sure do.
Okay. So back in the day, back when Carolina Independent Wrestling was doing their thing, there was also a message board that all the wrestling people was going on. It was called the Regal board.
Okay.
And it was like you would go in there and you would it just exchange what happened in the comments and stuff like that. Well, there was a promoter from down in Greenville, South Carolina. His name was Donovan Cruz. And he was trying to get Michael Judas to come to his show.
Uh-huh.
And Michael Judas was going down to Cornelius, Georgia. If I get that wrong, it's down at NWA Wildside was where it was at.
Okay.
And Donovan, since Michael lived there in Greenville, Donovan said, "Well, you know, I think that it's pretty bad that you got somebody wanting to pay you to come when you're going to go down here and you're going to work for free," because he was working for exposure, and he did get it.
Okay.
So anyway, it went on, and Donovan went on to say something about him playing role playing and stuff like this. And last I saw, he had told him to take it back. This is what Judas had said: take it back. Donovan refused to retract. So I go to the show that weekend. Judas is there, and I don't think nothing about it because he's cutting up. He's having a good time.
All right.
Everything's good. He's got his bag. Everything's good. Everybody's cutting up. And then all of a sudden, here comes Donovan with his kid. And Judas walked over to him. He punched him one time, knocking him out. I have never heard a man make the noise that Donovan Cruz made as he fell back on the concrete. He hit him, and Donovan said, "Boom," and he fell back. I mean, he was out.
Wow.
So that's the most severe dilemma that I have experienced backstage.
That was something else. And I'll tell you what, with that being said, we're going to take two more questions, and then we're going to go into this last segment. And I'm going to let you get off here because I greatly appreciate you taking your time, especially you've got situations going on. Jim Cornette started by taking pictures in Memphis, Tennessee with Jerry Lawler. That comes for Chris Childers. That's right.
Well, you know what? That's how I started too.
Chris Childers also hosts of Bottom Line, I believe, right?
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Put that back up there. Chris Childers, Bottom Line. Oh, goodness.
Yeah. See there? Yeah.
Chris, where's my interview at?
He's a busy man. Got to give him time.
No. Wait. Hold on a second.
He's not in Alabama. I tell you that.
No. I did an interview with him already.
Okay, well then, hey, give the
Where's
man.
it at?
It's in production. He's getting everything taken care of, edited. I mean, get off the guy's case. He's busy. Hashtag Truth says, how many more extensions are there going to be on your name before your career is over? Wow. Sucker punched you out of nowhere. I swear to gosh.
Well, you know what? I think cheesecake has recently been added.
You felt that one.
And you know what? I've also had people who say that I should use the words creator of chaos.
I got that wrong. Missy corrected me. She said, that's right. My bad. Luke Childers is the bottom line. You're sitting there giving Chris the road, and I'm defending Chris, and the whole time it's Luke. Sorry, Luke. Apologize.
Well, Chris
is the host.
Chris, start your own podcast. Come and interview me. Don't air it. And then that was everything that I said there will work. It'll make sense.
It'll make sense. Now he had a sandwich in one hand and his son's hand sucker punch. I'll tell you, that's what I believe hashtag truth just did with Righteous. Oh, yeah. Where I did, didn't I?
No, you have not.
No one wants me to do a podcast, Chris says. Missy says, please read above that. Yeah, right there. No, I did. And this one. Right here.
Now he had a sandwich in one hand. He did. He actually did have food in one hand and his kid in the other. Yes. Yes. I was there. I saw the whole thing unfold. And it was like I was shock and awe.
Wow. All right, so check this out, folks. We're about to wrap it up. It's been a pleasure sitting here with Ivan and doing this podcast. And thank you all for joining tonight. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, your questions have been great. I greatly appreciate it. It means so much to me to have each and every one of y'all send your questions.
Hold on a second. Look, now here's what I need you to do.
Oh,
now we're doing this for you for free, Bob. We're doing this for you for free. All right, here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Mamas, I want you to tell your kids about this episode right here. And kids, I want you to tell your mamas. Now, your dads are special. Tell them too. If dad don't like wrestling, that don't matter. Daddy, you need to go and watch this. Now, here's what I'm trying to do. With this right here, I want to bring my numbers up because I want to beat Dump Truck's rear end. That's what I'm saying. I want to be the most watched thing here on the WrestleCast podcast. Heard every Tuesday right here on Facebook, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's
Good
correct.
googly moogly. What else you need from me?
And also on YouTube.
On YouTube. Oh, dang it. Now I got to start all over again.
Let's not forget YouTube. Right there's Luke. Hello, gentlemen. I am the one who interviewed you, Ivan, right there.
Yes. Where is it at? Where is it at? I saved you from one John Harkey that day. Do you remember?
I'm sure he does. Missy says, no, that's about Donovan Cruz.
Yes. Donovan Cruz, the guy that got.
And she said, Donovan Cruz is my brother. All right, folks, check this out. Ivan, I have one segment here I use and I do at the end of WrestleCast podcast.
Gotcha. What?
That segment is I'm about to hurt someone's feelings. And tonight you're in the hot seat. So whose feelings? And I'm going to drop down into the lobby. Whose feelings are you about to hurt?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I can go on for this for a long time. Hey, Mr. Independent Wrestler, the one who thinks that they are so important that when somebody calls them and good stuff is waiting for them on the other side, they become a douche nozzle and they, what do you want? Listen, settle down. Somebody's putting you over outside of yourself. So suck your ego up and be nice to those people who are giving you what anything nice. There's your feelings.
Well, there you go, folks. And with that being said, thank each and every one of y'all for joining WrestleCast podcast. I'm Cowboy Bob. This is I Am Righteous. Thank you so much. We get the dirt right here. If you got plans, you're going to break them because WrestleCast podcast is what? That's the place to be. And we appreciate it.
That's not a threat. That's not a promise. That's a bona fide guarantee. You have been warned.
There you go, folks.
Won't waste another minute. No, I won't. I'm a man on a mission.